how the market, Drupal, etc. is going. The things that I'm showing you today are part of the sponsor work that we've been doing, and Omedia and Michael Lander has been helping on this. I was asking for Georgie because Georgie has been the main contributor in Omedia. I'm going to talk about Pantheon AI. I'm going to talk very briefly about the AI ecosystem because we have seen a lot of talks about AI today. I need to open my water. There you go. And I'm going to show you a couple of demos around the work that we've been doing. But I will be flying through some of the obvious things on the ecosystem. And I also have two announcements. One is that I have lost my sunglasses. So if someone finds them, please return them to me. And the other one is coming next. We believe on AI, but we are not going to launch new services. We are not going to go crazy and create new things. We believe on AI as long as it serves the purposes and it serves our customers, which means that we are doing things around what we have on our platform. So some questions I've had in the past is if we were going to open new SaaS services around LLMs or things like that. At the moment, we don't have that in mind. What we have in mind is creating more useful things like the ones I'm showing you today. We are, as you may know, on top of Google, of GCP. So we are a big partner of Google, because all of our infrastructure is on top of them, which means that we have some goodies as well. We can give you free tokens to use with our platform. So if this is something that is of any interest to you, again, come to see me at the booth. The other announcement, apart of losing my sunglasses, is that we are sponsoring the community around AI. We joined the Drupal AI initiative a few months back. We joined some initiatives like going to Paris to talk about Drupal and AI, and we keep supporting the community with what I was mentioning before, the modules and everything around what Georgie and Michael Lander is doing. I'm going to fly through this because you probably know this, but to me these are the key pillars in Drupal around AI, which are the MCP, the Tools API, and the ECA. How many of you know what is an MCP? I don't know if I really understand, to be honest, but yeah, an MCP is kind of a context protocol, some kind of way to communicate with LLMs. Then the Tools API is a way for Drupal to be able to use that protocol, right? And again, there are here a lot more people that know a lot more than me, so I'm not going to dig deeper on this. And you have seen Jorge's keynote yesterday about ECA, so I don't have anything to say around that. It's just an amazing way of making Drupal the site building tool that we used to have. So, okay, a lot of talk, but this is what I wanted to show you. This is the way we can interact with LLMs with Drupal. It's a demo. Imagine that I'm writing in my computer. I'm not. But let's, for example, just get a list of what MCP tools we have available in Drupal. This is communicating from Cloud Code to Drupal. So don't necessarily think about what this is doing, but think about like a few years ago when this was presenting the chatbot capabilities. Oh my goodness. And it was interacting with Drupal, inside Drupal, right? This is interacting with Drupal outside of Drupal. So what I want to mean is don't think about necessarily what this is doing, getting a list of things that you can do in Drupal, but more about the capabilities of using Drupal from outside of Drupal. For example, let's do some content manipulation. And if you look at the screen, we are not using any Drupalisms to communicate with Drupal, which is another of the huge advantages to me of using this. And we've been talking about Drupalisms and getting off the island for many, many years. We kind of managed that when we moved to Symfony, but this is actually a huge step forward on that because we can, again, don't think necessarily about what is this doing, like getting a node, load the event menu on the web. So it's understanding what it has in the node information, and it's also understanding what it needs to change or what it needs to search for in the web, and then add it to the node. So the capabilities of this, to me, are incredible, also because of for the reason I was saying. You can have anyone that doesn't know anything about Drupal starting to have a chat with Drupal without, again, without using any Drupalisms. So, and you can see that the LLM is understanding that there are a content field, a set of fields. Nothing of this is maybe makes any sense for the user, but it doesn't matter because the LLM is taking care of that. The user just asks, hey, go to this node, change this content, add some information around the menu, and once you are happy, save the node, which is what it's doing now. So if we go there, you can see before it was very simple content, and now it has some description, it has the venue address updated, and so on. One last example, translations. And translations can be a little bit complicated for someone that has no knowledge of Drupal, because it means that you have a node, then you have an entity, or 2 entities, depending on how many translations you have, or 3 or 4, whatever. You don't have to know any of that. You just ask your tool to communicate with Drupal, in this case, Claude, to create a Spanish translation for the event node, and in this case, a Spanish translation, and just wait, see what happens. It's giving us information around what it's doing. It's creating a new revision. Now it has saved the Spanish translation. Now we update the node, and now we have the Spanish translation. Again, think of this as a tool for someone that doesn't know Drupal to be able to use Drupal without pretty much no training at all, just natural language. Like if you have someone more senior next to you and ask him to do some things. These are some of the next things that we are doing for Tools API that we are sponsoring. We want to have as many tools as we can, and we want to start to package those tools. Last demo I want to show you. I love magic, right? Who doesn't love magic? You like magic? Yeah, good. We've been working, and that's part of the work that Jerry has been doing on updating the Gemini module, so Drupal was able to communicate with Google, with Gemini. Let me tell you something, your website search sucks. Do you agree with that? Yeah? So I'll give you an example. We go to Pantheon, we search for SOC2, which is a protocol, and this is what we get. A list of things, and then you have to go there, you have to click, you have to see if the first link or the second link or the third one is what you are looking for. This is not the experience that you are expecting in 2026, right? You are expecting something more magical. You're expecting something like go to the website, search for something like WebOps, or search for something like SOC2 again. And then this is what we get. We get an AI response. I'm going to stop the video. With some explanation of, hey, this is SOC2 in the context of your website. The LLM is understanding what the user is looking for, and it gives you an explanation. Hey, in Pantheon, we are SOC2 type 2 compliant, and it gives you all the information that you are probably looking for. It gives you as well a list of links, but it does the job for you, which is what everyone is expecting nowadays in the AI era. One last example. Which is a very typical example. Clear the cache. And clear the cache can mean many things, right? But the LLM is understanding that, hey, you are in Pantheon.io. You are probably looking for something very specific in our website. So it starts thinking a little bit. It may get some information about the user itself, himself or herself. And the answer that is giving you, let me stop the video, is very specific to Pantheon, very specific to the content that you have in your website. Not necessarily Pantheon, but Pantheon is the website that the LLM is installed at the moment. So it's showing you how to clear the cache, how to render, how to perform a full rebuild. And it will give you some information as well on how to do this in Pantheon. One of the things that surprised me most, and I had to ask several times to Jordi, am I understanding this correctly? Because if you have seen the search results, the part where the AI is showing that text, at the right, you have a very nice, beautiful group of links, right? I was asking, hey, how do you paint that part, right? It's CSS, it's something that you are doing on the backend. And actually, you are not doing anything. You are just using natural language to describe how you want to display that, right? So that's, to me, is the most magical part. What is next? I wanted to have Georgie in the room to talk a bit about what we have in plan, but we keep conversations with Omedia. We keep sponsoring the work. We are going to keep working on being part of the Drupal AI initiative, which makes me very excited because we are giving back to the community, as it should be. And yeah, we are creating opportunities. If you saw my session yesterday about bursting the bubble, that's all about going outside of our communities and having the tools to talk to the people in their own language and their solutions that they are looking for. And AI nowadays is in everyone's mind. So this is giving us the tools to do that. We are going to do intent guess hints, which is having more information from the user. So when they are looking for something like clear cache, it understands what is the user context, what has been the previous searches, what the user may be interested, and then give better search results for them. If you're interested, this is all contributed work, so you can go to Drupal.org and download it. And that's everything I wanted to show. If you are interested in any of this, or if you are interested in bursting the bubble or going out there to the world and finding new partners, finding new customers outside of our bubble, please come talk to me. I'm on the Drupal booth until midday, or you will find me on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Who's going to go to us? Hi, I'm Dimitris from Amazy. I just wanted to ask about this magic search thing. How is this different from, let's say, traditional RAG pipeline search?
How is it different from the traditional RAG?
RAG.
I don't have the answers to that, but
Okay.
I can get the answers for you. I haven't been involved a lot in the development of that part. But Georgie, who is here, find me after this, and we can have a chat with him.
Okay, thank you.
I used to be a software engineer for 20 years. Don't push me nowadays too much for technical answers.
Hi. I just wanted to ask also something about the search functionality, so I'm covered from your previous answer. I will find Georgie.
Georgie from
I will
Omega.
ask Georgie. Thanks.
You can try. Maybe I have the answer. Maybe
I
I
want
don't.
to ask if this is like something that you will be using as a contrib module for Drupal.org, or you have like something as a use case specific for combining with search functionality with Drupal using AI.
You mean replacing Drupal.org search with this?
No, any website
Yeah.
with this kind of functionality.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't matter if it's a corporate website or
Yeah.
a news portal website or whatever,
Yeah.
how we can perform a search functionality like the one you showed in Pantheon.
So this is contributed. All of the work that we are doing and that I have presented around MCP, around the Tools API, around Magic Search, all of this is contributed. So you can get it, you can install it in Pantheon or anywhere, and just use it.
Okay. Thanks.
You will need a backend, an LLM to communicate with.
Yeah.
And that's some of the things that we did as well, making Gemini available, because Gemini obviously is on our platform, as I was explaining at the beginning, but you can use it with any LLM.
Okay, thanks.
That answers? Any more questions? Cool. Thanks a lot.
We will have a small break and we'll be back 11:15.